Hey, do you guys know what series was really good? The live-action One Piece. Do you also know what series the show media has been trying to bastardize after all that goodwill with fans has been built up? Also, the live-action One Piece. Welcome back to Words of Paradise. I'm your host, Leon Idol, and yeah, this is, honestly, I'm pretty sure the last time I covered live-action One Piece and the atrocious article that came with it, it was also from Screen Rant, though I could be wrong on that. Either way, One Piece Season 2 must change Vivi the same way Netflix's first season changed Nami. Alright, here's the dealio, guys. It's very apparent, it's very obvious that the individuals writing this, let's see, who even is it? Jack Walters, didn't watch or read the original One Piece because Netflix's first season really didn't change Nami, so they already got this premise wrong in the title alone, but they're also calling for the change of characters when the whole reason that it was so beloved by the fans was because they kept things accurate, or at least as accurate as you can in an adaptation like this, to the source material. So you're wanting to destroy the Season 2 going forward, turn the fans against it, by demanding changes that ought not be there, and comparing it to changes that weren't there to begin with. So we're gonna get into this article. Before we do, hit that subscribe button. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news nearly every day, and I read through this and it quite literally pissed me off, not only because it's a poorly written article requesting something ridiculous, but you can tell the writer is not a One Piece fan. Just literally from this first paragraph, Netflix One Piece changed Nami, couldn't even get her name correct, by the way, in one big way, and the same strategy might be used for Vivi. The original story is filled with eccentric characters and outlandish storylines, which is something that Netflix adaptation managed to capture with its bold spirit and bright colors. However, One Piece made some changes from the original anime's lore that have both caused problems and solved existing issues. Tell me what existing issues it fixed, mind you, because you don't really give any examples of that so far as I can tell. And what problems did it cause? Now, was it a perfect adaptation? No, and I've had my criticisms of it. It's definitely about an 8 out of 10, which, you know what? As far as live-action anime adaptations go, that may as well be a 10 out of 10, if not 12 out of 10. But that being said, what problems did it cause, and what existing issues did it solve? It's just word salad. One Piece has been frequently praised as one of the best anime series ever made, and surprisingly, Netflix's live-action adaptation was mostly successful in living up to that impossible legacy. The show was filled with much of the same goofy spirit and lack of self-seriousness, which allows the story to go in weird and wonderful directions. Again, proving you do not watch the show. Lack of self-seriousness? Now, don't get me wrong, it's not exactly a hardcore drama, but One Piece knows when to get serious. Hell, this show knows when to get serious in the live-action adaptation. And when does it get serious? At the same times that the anime and manga got serious. Like, it's not all haha jokey all the time. It's a traditional shonen. You go through the comedic moments, you go through just the bombastic fight scenes, then you go through the deep-seated, rooted, emotional, dramatic moments, because that's how stories like that ebb and flow. So what do you mean a lack of self-seriousness? Again, homie does not know about the IP he's writing about. He was probably paid, $20 to $50 by Screen Rant to shit out this article so they had some content on their page for the day. And you know what? If you want to go that route, that's fine. There's a lack of journalistic integrity in most of these outlets nowadays. But if you're gonna pay someone to do this, at least pay someone to do it in a way that will not be so easy for even normies to call out. Not that I'm a normie. I'm a pretty big One Piece fan. A lot of you guys know that. That's neither here nor there. While some of the changes to existing lore were met with criticism, the show as a whole benefited from making this narrative slightly more accessible to general audiences. Yes, I will agree with that sentiment. One of the biggest changes the Netflix One Piece made from the original anime was Nami's combat strength. Out the gate, no it did not. The anime did not make Nami stronger, did not make her more capable, the live action didn't make her stronger, did not make her more capable. Basically, this entire article, as we will get to, is begging for the show to girl bossify One Piece Season 2 even more. It's trying to make the assertion, it's trying to make the claim that, the original anime and manga were lacking in the strong female department, but they made that change in the live action for Nami, and they could do it for Vivi as well. Well, first of all, they didn't do that for Nami. Second of all, it would be terrible to do that to Vivi. We'll get to that in a bit, but no, out the gate, it did not make changes to Nami's combat strength. We're talking about the literal earliest arcs in the series. I mean, Nami was never exactly a powerhouse, but she could hang with the boys if she did things, a little bit more sneakier, a little bit more, using her head, using her gray matter. The character is introduced in both the anime and live-action series as a pickpocket and a thief, but it's only in the Netflix version that she displays any real fighting skills right from the start. They don't even know how Nami is introduced in the freaking first introduction of Nami. She gets the drop on a couple male pirates, kicks one in the dick, and is able to steal from him. Like she drops the dude in one hit. Now, granted, the dick's a pretty obvious weak spot for most males, but the fact is, yeah, she gets in on the action from her introduction. So when you mean, oh, she never displays any real fighting skills from the start, her introduction's her kicking a pirate in the dick and dropping him. What do you mean? Nami was previously a character whose greatest strength was her mind and her aptitude for stealth, and that is still her greatest strength, by the way, because we can't have all these characters all being powerhouses, then they're just all homogenized. No, we got Sanji, Zoro, and Luffy for that. They're the monster trio, but again, that's neither here nor there. But in the live-action version, Nami can fight just as fiercely as the other members of the Luffy's gang. No, she can't. She couldn't do that in the live-action either. There's a reason that Nami didn't go toe-to-toe with Hawkeye and Mihawk, and it's not just because, obviously, they're following the source material and that was Zoro's fight, but because Nami couldn't do it. She was weak. She couldn't accomplish certain things. Think of the Arlong Park, aspect of the show. She couldn't fight the fishmen. Luffy and Sanji and Zoro, and even to an extent Usopp did. Again, just like in the anime. I'm so flabbergasted at them rewriting history, trying to make Nami this big, strong, powerful female character, when that's not what she was, and you want to know why she wasn't? That's why the fans loved it. They kept her true to the source material. They made her a bit more serious and whatnot, and I kind of have my gripes with that. I do think she's probably the weakest characterized of the main five that we get introduced to. She does have the most changes to her, but even then, she is still 80% spot on. And that's way more than we can usually ask for in these live-action anime adaptations. This was an important change that serves Nami's character well, as Netflix One Piece has a much stronger focus on physical combat and extended fight sequences. Are you trying to make the claim that the live-action anime adaptation has more focus on physical combat than the anime, the shonen anime, where you're not limited by live action? Dude, this is insane. There is no quantifiable way to just assess the mental retardation and the loops this individual has to jump through to make up whatever spastic nonsense we're seeing pour from this news article. The decision to make Nami stronger and more skilled in combat may have been controversial. It wasn't, because that's not what happened, but whatever. Anime fans lauded it and praised it. But it resulted in some action sequences, including but not limited to the fight of the Marines, the base in Shelltown. Yeah, okay, that was a fight that was added for the show as a whole, and even then, she doesn't really do anything. She knocks one dude out, then steals his outfit. Like, that's something that Nami would do. That is in character. That's not a change. That doesn't make her stronger. She sneakily gets the drop on a dude, using her seductive female wiles, if I do recall, and then is able to knock him out using like a beer bottle or something and take his clothes. Like, that's an in-character thing for Nami to do that she would have been able to do in the anime. Karthria Chandran, apologies if I butchered that, has been cast as Vivi in One Piece Season 2. An astute piece of casting that's sure to bring new depth to the character. Why? Why is just casting the chick gonna bring new depth to the character? None of these actors in the live-action Season 1 didn't bring new depth to these characters. They just played the existing characters that already had depth. This is the shill media doing what it does, trying to basically just denigrate the East and make, oh man, everything that we do here that follows the modern Western audience that, is so afraid and wants to bring in all this identity politics and DEI, they're lauding that as if it's the second coming of anime Jesus Christ, when in all reality, look, I love the actors they chose for these live-action characters, but they did not add any new depth, because we don't need them to. We want them to use the existing depth of these incredibly deep and long-lasting beloved characters, and just bring that to light in live action, which they've done. So explain to me how this actress is going to add new depth to a character that is already deep and well written. However, the Netflix adaptation will need to rework the story a little bit to make this character fit snugly into the live-action universe that's already being woven. No, they won't! Vivi is the Princess of Alabasta. In the original anime, she's introduced as Miss Wednesday. Vivi was working undercover as a member of Baroque Works, a group whose leader had taken over her country. Exactly. So don't change a damn thing. That's great motivation. We do not need Vivi to be anything other than what she was. Why? Because what she was is how she was written for a reason, and it works for the story. Everyone loves Vivi. Vivi is a fan-favorite character that's not one of that's not part of the main Straw Hat crew. In fact, she's an honorary member of the Straw Hat crew, but that's neither here nor there. The fact of the matter is, we love Vivi for who she is, for what she does, what she's able to accomplish, how she acts throughout her time with Baroque Works, being undercover, her princess lineage coming to light later. Don't change any of that, because then you fundamentally change the character. Baroque Works is One Piece Season 2, which was easy to predict considering how the first season ended and where the story was going, next according to the anime. Baroque Works is a crime syndicate consisting of dozens of members. I mean, yes, we get it. We know the story, what Broke's work is about, but how are you wanting to change the character? Let's just get to that. It won't be surprising at all for Vivi to be equal or exceeding the strength, which is an aspect of her character that's rarely touched upon in the anime. Because that's not part of her character in the anime. She is effectively a very, very good, strong leader in terms of geopolitics, but she's physically weak. She is a damsel in distress who does not believe in herself enough to save her country, to have the skill set to save her country, which is why Luffy and the gang come in and do it for her and teach her shit about herself along the way. It's part of her character arc. If you just make her strong, and if you exceed her strength, if you just build her up so that she can take on Crocodile or other members of Broke Works or whatever, bingo, bango, bongo, you fundamentally change the character, which ruins her arc, which is something that we as anime fans or manga fans or whatever it may be don't want to see, because we already love the anime and manga. All we want to see is a faithful adaptation according to Eiichiro Oda's work. I mean, it is actually baffling that they could see how this live-action adaptation did. See all the goodwill that was built up amongst the fans. See the fact that, again, this might literally be the most successful live-action to, or anime to live-action adaptation of all time. Definitely, I mean, it's right up there with, like, what, Alita Battle Angel, and even that, like, let's be real, had a lot of detractors. It took a while for that to become the sort of cult classic that it started to turn into. One Piece live-action was loved off the rip, out the gate. So, yes, why was that? Because it did what nothing else did. Honor the source material, have the creator directly involved, and give the fans what they want, which is the honoring of the source material. Like, they please the fans. It's as simple as that. How can you be so mentally screwed up in the noggin that you think that changing what worked, what fans love, by the way, and then trying to lie and say that was done in season 1 when it wasn't, by the way, would be any sort of good move? Aside from you're doing this for propaganda purposes, you're doing this for your DEI, ESG, woke bullshit, you want more strong female characters because Nami isn't enough. Well, guess what? We're going to be getting Nico Robin in season 2. She's a big part of it. She becomes one of the Straw Hats. She's my personal favorite, female character in all of One Piece, Nico Robin. She's absolutely amazing. The point is, you're going to be getting your strong female characters. One of them's going to start off as a bad guy and then turn into a good guy and join the crew. And sorry if that's a spoiler, but let's be real. This anime and manga has been around for 25 years. If you didn't know that, I don't really know what to tell you. The fact of the matter is, you are asking for source material and lore changes to fit your bullshit agenda when you are actually going to be getting the additional strong female characters you want, but you don't know that because you're not actually familiar with this. You were just paid to shit out a bullshit article showing your complete and utter ignorance to the medium, to the format, and it is mind-numbing, and this is the sort of shit that if Netflix does listen to, if Eiichiro Oda doesn't get his way, doesn't get his stuff honored, will literally doom the series. And I don't want to see that because, frankly, I don't like being upset about things all the time. I don't like getting on YouTube and ranting about how this was ruined for being woke or that was ruined for being woke. I like it when we enjoy things. I liked the Fallout show. I liked live-action One Piece. And I want to see these things continue to be good so that we as fans do have things we can enjoy. But you've got dumbasses like this on this crusade to change what we love for whatever their political beliefs are at the time, and it's so damn tiresome. We got to put a stop to it. That's why shit like this needs to be called out on the reg. Those are just my opinions. Let me know yours in the comments down below, or let me know on X, where you can find me at Bolt the Word. And please do subscribe. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news nearly every day. Not always about anime, but, video games, music, Magic the Gathering, you name it. Check me out on Instagram at wordsofparadise_Leon. And become a member for $4.99 a month. You can join the Discord, choose the articles I go over on a day-to-day basis, choose the videos we react to on the Friday night live streams, or the up-and-coming Sunday live streams, depending on if that works out or not. But, of course, most importantly, get involved with over 150 other vital idols. We are a bright, beautiful, glowing, vibrant community that I cannot wait to grow even further, because we do care about diversity, but only one kind of diversity of thought. If that's interesting to you, join the Discord, hit subscribe, and until next time, it is all here in the Nerdosphere. This has been Words of Paradise.